Hello guys, it's me, Jiggy Spice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick and easy introduction guide to Dungeonborne, covering some of the systems, the classes, and a few things that you may have missed. So let's just jump into it. In this demo we have 7 playable classes. We have the Fighter, Priest, Rogue, Swordmaster, Pyromancer, Death Knight, and the Cryomancer. The character creator lets you customize your appearance with some limited but nice options, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. Alright, so let me break down how the classes work. Each class has 2 main abilities. It's going to be your Q and E by default, but each class also has a set amount of passive abilities. Now the way you unlock these passive abilities is going to be through your stats. So when you get equipment that has stats such as stamina or dexterity or strength, depending on the passives, you're going to be unlocking them. So gear is going to be crucial for you to maximize the value of your character to unlock unique passives, which actually change the way you play the game. When you're in the adventure extraction mode, I noticed these icons on the map. These icons I think indicate that the loot in this area is better than usual. That's what it seems like to me at least, don't quote me on that. And these axe icons indicate a boss or a mini boss. Now one thing you're definitely going to want to do is change some graphical settings. This is the difference between the default and my settings, and as you can see it's much brighter. If you want immersion then maybe don't do it, but if you want to stay competitive in the PvP then I recommend it. These are going to be the settings that I changed it to. Your FOV all the way up top and the brightness all the way up top. I set the preset to medium and changed it from there. We're going to turn the shadows completely off. We're going to take the global illumination down, set the DLSS to performance. When I ran it on high, I had some laggy menus and some other input issues. So if you want, you can just copy my settings or mess around with it. Mostly just turn shadows down and the brightness up and you're going to be able to compete. Now let's talk about the modes. In Dungeonborne you have your regular extraction mode you're used to seeing in something like Dark and Darker, but you also have the 3v3 arena. You can queue up as a solo and get random teammates, or you can queue up with the team of your own. In here there is no risk of losing any items, you can just play for fun. It is worth mentioning that you get free blue gear you can loot at the beginning of a round, but you can also bring your own gear into the arena without the risk of losing it. So if you have some epic gear or legendary gear with some sockets, you will have a big advantage if you bring that into the arena for sure. You can also create your own custom lobbies, which I think is super cool if you just want to mess around with some friends or try something out or have a crossbow only match. The choice is yours, the option is there. Now if you're like me and you don't have any friends, there are tools to let you find groups and friends, and it works somewhat well. There is no option to choose region, so pay attention to what region you've joined before you're ready up. Just leave your group and do it again until you find a group that is in the region where you have good ping. That would be my recommendation at least. Playing on high ping was extremely painful. I did try it out and I kept getting hit by mobs even though I dodged their attacks. Alright, so let's quickly talk about the menu. In Dark and Darker you're used to having 10 different merchants to talk to in order to sell various items. You have your stash is going to be filled with gold. In this game your gold is just stashed here in the UI, it doesn't take up any space. All of your gold is also shared between every character. Your actual stash, your bank, is also shared between all of your characters. Simply press F1 to go to your character menu. Here you can see now I'm on my Death Knight. I can take items out of here and I will put these pants in there because I want to give them to my Cryomancer. I go to my Cryomancer and now we can see that the pants are there. I can then take them. All of your characters, like I said, share the gold. That is your account gold. Now to sell items you simply go to the merchant. There is only one. Here you will sell typically the items that are not have any purpose, that you only sell, such as this, like kind of crowns or jewels or statues or this kind of thing. They're only there to sell to the merchant. You can also purchase things from the merchant such as armors and weapons and accessories, as well as consumables. Although the consumables, they're on discount right now, but normally they cost 600 gold, very expensive. You're also going to be looting all of these crafting items. So you can go here to the alchemist and you can actually craft these consumables. They're still going to cost gold to craft even though you have the items you need, the crafting ingredients, but they're going to be considerably much cheaper. So crafting is going to be way better for sure. Then here over at the blacksmith you can refine your gems Now in Dark and Darker you're probably used to just a trade chat where players are listing their items and it can be a little bit annoying to deal with. I'm pretty sure that's what the marketplace is going to be, but it's currently locked in this demo. But we do have a trade, which is just an auction house. Now there are two types of auctions. There are the unidentified and the identified. The unidentified items, they will randomly generate the affixes, the stats on the item. Once you click the purchase button. Same goes for when you sell them. If I sell it, it will re-roll the item, basically the stats of the item. But then the identified items do not re-roll. What you buy is what you get. But to list these items requires a kind of token. So one important thing that I do want to mention is that there is no fall damage in this game, which is something that took me quite a few rounds to notice. As you can see here, I chased this rogue down, and boy oh boy was it worth it, because look at the loot this guy had. Holy! So yeah, go ahead and jump from any height you want to, it's not gonna hurt you. So I guess that pretty much covers the basics. My first impressions and final impressions of the game is that I think this is just an upgraded version of Dark and Darker. I realize that might upset some people to hear, but I just think this game is better in every single way. It's an upgrade from Dark and Darker, more quality of life, the combat is more fluid, the weapons play better, you have more abilities, more interesting abilities at least, and in general it's just a little bit more fast-paced than Dark and Darker, while still staying in the same kind of genre. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video though. If you found it helpful in any way, please hit that like button and consider throwing in a subscribe, it does help me out so much. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a nice day. Peace.